I was invited to a swell affair. All the movie stars were there, dancing at that moving picture ball. Some scenario, great big stars paraded round the hall. They were merry.
Culver alums have made their mark in Hollywood from the early years of cinema. Perhaps the earliest of these was Eugene Pallette, class of 1907, who appeared in over 240 silent and sound movies between 1913 and 1946, perhaps most prominently as Friar Tuck in the uber-popular Errol Flynn version of Robin Hood, among others. Academy Award-nominated Adolphe Menjou, class of 1912, often played the dapper, sophisticated type and starred in films by the likes of Charlie Chaplin and Stanley Cooper, and alongside luminaries like Kirk Douglas, Rudolph Valentino, and Gary Cooper. Ernest Red Nichols, class of 21, was best known for his jazz musicianship, but appeared in movies and on television, and perhaps most notably was portrayed by actor Danny Kaye in a fictionalized Hollywood version of his life, The Five Pennies. Culver was home to Ludlow Ogden Smith, a Culver summer trooper who would go on to marry Hollywood legend Katharine Hepburn in 1928. Though the couple divorced in 1934, they remained friends, and he a confidant of his ex-wife's. One of the giants of Culver's contribution to the entertainment world was Joshua Logan, class of 1927, who, after earning acclaim as a writer and director on Broadway, earned Academy Award nominations and widespread accolades for his directorial work on films like Picnic, South Pacific, and Paint Your Wagon. Edmund North, class of 1928, became an acclaimed screenwriter of films like The Day the Earth Stood Still, and with Francis Ford Coppola, Patton, for which he won an Academy Award. And that film featured 1963 grad Morgan Paul in front of the camera as well. Ernest K. Gann, class of 1930, was best known as a best-selling author of novels, primarily centering on aviation. But he also wrote a number of films, including The High and the Mighty and Fate is the Hunter, among others, including television shows.
Oh, I'm a boy from Texas now, I hail.
Tim Holt, class of 1936, not only played a minor role in The Spirit of Culver, but became famous as a cowboy actor, though he also appeared alongside Humphrey Bogart in the classic The Treasure of the Sierra Madre. One household name in film and television who attended Culver as a summer trooper was comedian Jonathan Winters. He rode tall in the saddle at Culver during the summer of 1941, enlisting shortly thereafter in the Marines at age 17. The following year, arguably the best known of Culver's movie major leaguers, Hal Holbrook, walked through the iron gates. Not only did Holbrook earn fame worldwide on the stage, especially in the role of humorist Mark Twain, and in television and movies, earning an Oscar nomination for his role in Into the Wild. But the actor frequently credited Culver's role in opening up the world of acting to him, as well as in, as he put it, saving his life during a challenging adolescence. Holbrook returned to Culver several times to perform and lead student workshops. Holbrook's class of 42 classmate, Walter Burr, may not have been the face everyone saw, but his was the voice a great many heard. For over 50 years, he gave voice in more than 2,000 half-hours of animation centering on beloved characters like Yogi Bear, Scooby-Doo, and G.I. Joe. 3 members of the class of 1963 became Hollywood notables. Morgan Paul made his acting debut in the multiple Oscar-winning 1970 film Patton, going on to roles in a string of prominent films, perhaps his best known being the Ridley Scott film Blade Runner. David Hayward's highest profile role may have been the Robert Altman masterpiece 1975's Nashville. though as an actor and production manager, he has been involved on and off the camera in dozens of major films and television series. Another 1963 grad, Eugene Siskel, made his mark not so much in films, but as a household name alongside Roger Ebert as the television and print film critic. More recently, Miguel Rodarte, class of 1988, was named GQ Magazine Actor of the Year in 2011. His movies include Border Run with Billy Zane and Sharon Stone, in addition to numerous performances in TV series, including top Spanish language comedy, The Heroes of the North. Other Culver alums involved in the film and television industry include Vernon Smith, class of 09, a writer, producer, director. Ashton Deerholt, a 3-year Culver cadet in 1910 through 1912, featured in some 75 mostly silent movies, and also a director and producer. Jerry Miley, a Hollywood character actor and a Culver man in 1916 and 17. Orlo Shedden, a 3-year cadet who acted on Broadway in a number of silent and sound films. Marshall Ruth, who attended CMA in 1916 and 17 and the Naval School in 1918 and was featured in several silent films. Silent movie actor Jack Selwyn, who attended Culver from 1920 through 22 as Selvin Levinson. William Harrison Hayes, a 1929 woodcrafter and screenwriter and novelist. Luther Davis, 1934, a writer for television, film, and theater. Bud Betticher, class of 1936, who directed or wrote dozens of movies and television shows and garnered an Oscar nomination in 1951. Hal Roach Jr., class of 1937, in film and TV production. Sam Caan, class of 47, became one of the most powerful talent agents in Hollywood, representing the likes of Paul Newman, Meryl Streep, and Woody Allen. William Perry, 47, an Emmy-winning composer for multiple TV shows. Martin Tossi, class of 48, a Broadway and TV producer whose works included the beloved ABC after-school specials. Bruce Blythe, 1952 grad, writer and producer for national TV. Bob Williams, class of 58, an actor and producer of movies and TV shows. Cowboy Bob Glaze, class of 1960, spent decades as a beloved children's TV personality. Bill Phillips, class of 64, TV producer and former vice president of production at NBC. Ted Field, class of 64, movie and music producer. Culver roommates George Bronstein and Ron Hamady, both class of 65 Hollywood producers. D. Scott Easton, also 65, in acting, production, and direction of movies and TV shows in the 1970s and 80s. Brian J. Ellis, class of 70, television production, including the hit show Cheers. James Riley, class of 1971, directing, producing, and special effects for the likes of Disney and Sony. Mark Simon, class of 75, cinematographer. Don Woodard, also 75, a comedian, actor, and writer on movies and TV shows including The Golden Girls and Newhart. Harry Box, class of 1980, as a cameraman in television and film. Catherine Lingenfelder, class of 92, TV, writing and production, including HBO's Westworld. Shannon Tori Mosley, 94, a model and TV and film actor. John Dilley, a 1996 grad, as a casting director in film and TV. Ben Curtis, a Hollywood talent agent for the class of 2001. Marisha Mukherjee, class of 2002, a television writer, producer, and director. And brothers Adam Shippey, class of 08, and M. Parker Shippey, 2010, in television and film, both behind and in front of the camera. And the list goes on, and will continue to, No doubt. It's no wonder that Tom Gorton, author of a feature story in the June 1988 Culver Alumni magazine, expressed amazement that one school, particularly a Midwestern boarding one, could produce so many show business luminaries. But then, Culver Academies has had plenty of practice.
Dancing at that moving picture ball. Some scenario, great big stars paraded round the hall. They were merry dancing at that moving picture ball.